Hey guys, DB here to talk about one of my favorite 2024 horror movies of the year, Abigail. First, we're going to start out with the obvious. Me being a musician, I could say that I appreciate Swan Lake by Tchaikovsky being used at the beginning to demonstrate the ballerina aspect of Abigail's character. Now, as this being a spoiler review, I can now finally say that Abigail is a vampire. I'll say that the aspect of her being a ballerina, it makes her one of the more unique styles of vampire out there, a ballerina vampire that dances while trying to capture its prey. And for a newer actress, Alicia Ware, who plays Abigail, she is absolutely fantastic. She killed the part. I think she was very scary. She was very smart as well, which sometimes it's very hard for child actors to pull that off, and I think it went swimmingly for her. And not to mention, she is not the only person that made this movie amazing. Melissa Barrera, who is actually the main character from Scream 5 and 6, and another plethora of great actors as well. They did an amazing performance. The kind of vibe that you get from this movie regarding the characters having to deal with Abigail gives me a little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel. We have our Drax character, we have our Mantis character essentially, we have our badass leader who's also kind of not a great person, and then we have the moral person, Melissa's character, who, yes, she is a bad guy essentially, but also has her morals that she keeps in check with. And the last thing I'll say, I would say that there was not a lot of CGI in this. A lot of this was practical effect, which I can appreciate because it made Abigail a lot scarier than what I anticipated her to be. Watching her in the trailer actually makes her pretty terrifying with those teeth, as usually vampires have like perfect teeth, and then the fangs, you see those fangs still, but they also still have those sharp teeth as well. Personally, I would absolutely love to see a second movie. Don't know what it would be, but if they made this into a series of sorts, maybe an origin story for Abigail, or even something that happens in the future with Dracula, since this is Dracula's daughter, they could do a whole plethora of things with this universe. I think it's fantastic. I would totally watch it, and I think it should be made, and I would definitely watch it. Also, I would say prepare yourself. This is a very gory movie, but it's so fantastic. Now, I will move on to Lucky's section of this video, coming right about now.
Hey everyone, this is Lucky, and this is my part of the Abigail review. So first things first, Abigail, fantastic. She killed it. She absolutely destroyed it in this film. Super great child actress. I thought she held her own with the likes of a lot of stars in this movie. Obviously, rest in peace to Angus Cloud. There was a lot to love about this movie in totality. I felt like the actors had a lot of fun with it. I felt like they didn't try to do too much with the film either. It was just a really bloody good time. And that's what you want out of films. Not every film is supposed to be critically acclaimed. Not every film is supposed to be the best thing you've ever seen in terms of story. Sometimes you want to go in there and just have a really good time. And this movie didn't fall short of that. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's get more to the flesh and bones of this movie, if you will. I would like to see a sequel, personally. I felt like they left a lot on the table for it. But in saying that as well, I do understand that Abigail is a child vampire. Vampires do not age, as we all know. So it would have to be in a very timely manner for them to pull this off in the right way. Secondly, what I would like to get into is the blood and just the fun of this film. I felt like the action was really crisp. There was one scene in particular that wasn't as crisp, and I felt like it was the Abigail flying scene. It was a little bit quirky. You could kind of tell she was on a string a little bit. Outside of that, like, this movie was very clean and crisp. There was a lot of humor throughout this film as well, especially when Angus's character was alive. There was a lot of moments where you felt like something could come from a certain relationship that I will not speak on. I want you guys to go see this for yourself, but it doesn't really pan out. And you'll see why. And you'll see kind of the relationships that the characters build with each other, which I thoroughly enjoyed throughout this film. I thought every character played a specific role. They also understood the role, and nobody really stole the spotlight from the other, if you will. They all played their roles incredibly well. So that's my thoughts on Abigail. What did you guys think of the film? Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content just like this. And also remember to de-stress, progress, and let your mind rest. Thank you guys. Have a great week.